When most people think of the Las Vegas Strip, they think tourists, neon lights, gambling, parties, and long lines everywhere. But living here for the past 6 years, I've learned that there's a whole other side of the Las Vegas Strip that only locals know about and truly love. In today's video, I want to show you how to experience the Las Vegas Strip not as a tourist, but as a local. This isn't about tourist hotspots, just useful local hacks that make it more enjoyable to live here in Las Vegas. And if you've ever been to the Las Vegas Strip, what was your favorite part and what drove you crazy? Was it the long lines everywhere, or was it the overpriced food? Drop it in the comments because I want to see what you've noticed when you were visiting town. Now, one of the biggest local perks that comes in clutch every time out here in Las Vegas is going to be free parking. If you have a Nevada driver's license, you automatically get up to 3 hours for free at most of the big resorts on the Strip. Now, most tourists don't even know that this idea even exists. They'll roll up to places like MGM Grand, Caesars Palace, or Bellagio, park for a couple hours, and spend about $18 to $25 just to leave. Here, as a local, we get up to 3 hours for free parking just by scanning our ID on the way out, and it completely waives the fee. Now, here's why this is a game changer. When you live here, you might come to the Strip just for dinner, to meet friends, or catch a show on a late night. You really shouldn't feel like you have to pay a tourist tax just to park on the Strip. Having that Nevada ID in your wallet makes those quick trips actually enjoyable again. This little hack makes such a difference when you actually live here in Las Vegas. Let's say you're headed over to Italy at Park MGM or grabbing sushi at Kumi inside Mandalay Bay. That free parking window gives you plenty of time to relax and not even rush. And here's an insider tip bonus. If you plan to stay longer than 3 hours, you can still avoid paying by knowing where to park. Some casinos and restaurants still validate parking for locals, especially midweek or during slower hours. For example, places like Resorts World or the Strat sometimes validate if you dine in or gamble for a little bit. You just have to ask. This is one of those small but powerful perks that makes living here so much better. You feel like you're getting your city back, one free parking ticket at a time. Local tip number 2, skip the Las Vegas Boulevard and take the back roads like a local. Now, this is going to be one of my favorite local secrets, and it honestly is a game changer that'll change how you drive in Las Vegas forever. Now, if you actually live in Las Vegas, you almost never drive directly on Las Vegas Boulevard. That's a big no-no. Driving on the Strip is going to be strictly for tourists, ride shares, and delivery trucks. Locals know the secret back roads like Frank Sinatra Drive and Koval Lane. Now, Frank Sinatra runs along the west side of the Strip, right behind all of the MGM properties like Bellagio, Aria, Park MGM, and Mandalay Bay. You can look at Frank Sinatra Drive as your expressway to get around through the Strip. Frank Sinatra Drive will literally have you flying from Tropicana all the way down to the Sahara in a fraction of the time. Then on the east side of the Las Vegas Boulevard, you have Koval Lane. This is going to be the perfect street to take if you're going to the Sphere, the Link Promenade, Virgin Hotels, or you want to take the back entrance to Caesars or Bally's. Taking Koval Lane is going to give you all the access that you want, but without the headache. And here's what locals love the most. These roads connect to everything. You can hop on Flamingo, Harmon, or Sands without ever touching the Strip. Once you learn these secret back roads, you feel like you unlock the cheat code in the city. You can run errands, grab dinner, and not lose track of time or get gridlocked in behind tourist buses. Now, I'm gonna keep it real with you. On big game days like the Aces, the Raiders, or F1 weekends, even the back roads can be a little bit slower. But 9 times out of 10, Frank Sinatra and Koval Lane are gonna be your best friends if you're ever traveling to the Strip. Now, I know some locals probably will get upset with me for sharing this with you, but I really want to give you an inside look on what it's like to live in Las Vegas and how to take advantage of these local secrets. Knowing these back roads is going to be one of those unspoken local lessons that makes everyday living in Las Vegas smoother, smarter, and a whole lot less stressful. Locals can pop up in and out of the Strip like a ninja only because they know how to travel throughout the Strip without getting stuck in traffic. Now, once you learn how to take these back roads in Las Vegas, you're going to feel like you know something that you shouldn't. But I promise you it's going to be totally worth it if you ever have to go to the Strip for anything. Local tip number 3, go to the Strip midweek because that's when locals really enjoy it here. One of the biggest mindset shifts you have when you live in Las Vegas is realizing that the Strip is a completely different place midweek. The best kept secrets about living in Las Vegas is knowing when to actually go to the Strip. Now, as a local, we almost never go Friday through Sunday because that's tourist time. Instead, we hit the Strip Tuesday to Thursday when the energy is still there, but the chaos isn't. Here's why this makes such a difference during the midweek. You can actually breathe on the Strip and you don't feel very claustrophobic around so many people. Parking is easier, restaurants have open tables, and show tickets are even cheaper. Even the energy feels different. You see locals grabbing dinner after work, not just tourists trying to hit every attraction all at once. If you have ever tried to go to a popular dinner spot on a Saturday night, you know exactly what to expect. Long waits, crowded casinos, and everything feels rushed. But if you go on a Tuesday night, you can stroll through the Bellagio Conservatory, grab a table at the top restaurant, want and actually enjoy it. Let me give you an example. If you try to get a reservation at Carbone or STK on a Saturday night, you're gonna usually book a couple weeks in advance. But if you go on a Wednesday, you can often walk in and in about 15 minutes get seated. Even Uber and parking rates are going to be lower midweek. It's wild how much you save just by shifting your schedule just a little bit during the week. Now, that's what locals understand. Vegas doesn't have to be chaotic or expensive. You just have to know how to experience it and when. Now, midweek is when the Strip feels more like your city again, and that's when you start to appreciate living here. Las Vegas isn't about the chaos every weekend. It's about finding those calm moments where the city's energy still feels exciting, but still manageable. That's when you really start to feel like a local here. Whether you're new to my channel or a longtime subscriber, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Chris Brown, and I'm a real estate advisor with Sotheby's International Realty. My channel is all about helping you find everything living in Las Vegas, whether you're a local or relocating from somewhere else. I'd appreciate it if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell so you don't miss any of the good, the bad, the ugly about living in Las Vegas. If you happen to be watching on the TV, scan the QR code on your screen so you don't miss any of my new upcoming videos. Now, if you love the channel and you want to reach out to me directly, you can call me, email me, or text me by using my contact information in the description below. Let's keep walking and I'll show you a few more secrets. Now, local tip number 4, locals know the secret happy hours and when industry nights are. This tip is something that you only learn by living here because locals know the right people in the city. Vegas is built strongly on hospitality, and that's something that everyone knows. Most people here work in the world of bartenders, servers, casino hosts, and their weekends are usually Monday or Tuesday. That's why so many top spots on the Strip have off-hour deals just for locals or industry folks. We're not talking about happy hours at chain restaurants either. I'm talking about fine dining, rooftop bars, and lounges that do half-price cocktails and appetizers if you know when to go. For example, Sky Bar at Waldorf Astoria has one of the best skyline views in the city. Midweek between 4 to 6 p.m., you can grab a craft cocktail, a small plate for almost half of what it costs during the weekends. Or you can go to Carver's Steakhouse at Resorts World, where that late night industry menu features steak fries, cocktails for locals who finish work late night. Even Electra at the Palazzo and Juniper Lounge at Park MGM quietly run a really good midweek special that aren't listed online and is just word of mouth. If you get to know a bartender or a server, they'll tell you when the real local special is happy. Once you become a regular or get to know one of these bartenders or hosts, that's the special part about living here. You get an entirely different version of the Strip that tourists don't even see. That is when you really start living like a Vegas local and not like a tourist. Experiencing the best without paying for tourist prices. It honestly feels like an insider club that no one tells you about, and it's one of the best perks of calling this city home. Now, local tip number 5 is going to be use casinos to cut through the Strip. Locals never walk the Strip the long way. Now, this one might sound small, but if you've ever walked the Strip in July, you know it's a lifesaver. When you live here, you learn quickly that locals never walk outside the full length of the Strip. Instead, we cut through the casinos and hotels to stay cool and save time. When you live here, you learn that the Strip's biggest time waster isn't traffic, it's walking outside across all the bridges. The Strip is very long and about 4 miles long from Mandalay Bay all the way down to the Strap. And between the bridges, escalators, and the heat, these walks can feel endless. But once you know the cut-throughs, you'll never do it the slow way again. Locals know this trick, and they use it to cut through the casinos and the hotels to get where you're going, and it keeps you in the AC and cuts your walking time in half. For example, if you're at the Cosmopolitan where I am today and you want to get to the Bellagio, don't walk out onto the Strip. Just go through the Cosmo Casino, up the escalator, cross the indoor sky bridge, and you're right at the Bellagio in minutes and still in air conditioning all the way. Or let's say you're going from the Wynn to Caesar Palace. Instead of weaving through crowds on Las Vegas Boulevard, go through the Venetian and the Palazzo. You'll find shopping, restaurants, and lounges tucked inside that most tourists never even notice. Now, locals, we do this regularly, not just to avoid the heat, but because it's more enjoyable. You get to explore the quieter parts of each resort and maybe grab a quick drink or something to eat and even see a nice art installation on the way, all while skipping the outside noise. I think being able to cut through the casinos is one of those little things that makes living here so much smarter. The Strip becomes less of a tourist trap and more like your neighborhood, something that you can navigate effortlessly any time of the year. Now, after seeing all these tips, do you feel like you're ready to experience the Strip like a local, or you're still thinking like a tourist? I know it can feel intimidating, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're thinking about relocating to Las Vegas or just curious about what local life really looks like, maybe you should hit that subscribe button and follow me for more. For more videos about relocating to Las Vegas, hidden gems, or insider tips, make sure you check out one of the other videos on the screen. I appreciate you all watching. I'll see you on the next one.